Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Maddie if you're new. Today I wanted to do a little behind the design of a recent client project that I have been spending tons and tons of time on over the last several months. But I feel like before we even dive into that, I need to tell you really how this job came to be because it's such a testament to the value of sharing your work. Not just sharing your work, but sharing work that you're really interested in, kind of doing more of, sharing passion projects and things like that. So flashback to 2020, whenever I created the Essence case study during my internship with Adobe. If you guys have been following me since my Adobe residency, this project might look familiar to you. It's a project that I kind of dreamed up. I didn't know of any company that was really doing it. I was not worried too much about the technology of the diffuser itself. It was just an idea. It was a really fun project to work on, and you can see that in full on my Behance if you want to. Not long after I published that case study, I actually was reached out to directly on Behance by the founder of a company called Auric. And this is a company that was essentially trying to do something very similar to the idea that I came up with. They had already sort of come up with that idea and they were already headed down the road of making the product. And so they were still at early stages, but they did want someone, a UX designer, to come up with a concept of what their app that paired with their diffuser could look and function like. Again, very conceptual. It was just like 10 to 12 screens that they wanted me to come up with. And so I did exactly that. We stayed in touch, but I wasn't really sure what was going to come of this. And honestly, after a couple years, I kind of forgot about the company. A few years later, which was just about a year ago, I got a very exciting email from that same founder. I was asked to join their team as the head of UI UX design. And as we sit here today, we just finished up designs for the first version of the mobile app. So today I'm really excited to walk you through that mobile app. Really quickly, first I'm going to give you an introduction to Auric as a company and kind of what their mission is. So Auric is a wellness technology company, and our first product is this aromatherapy diffuser. Just like the concept that I dreamed up 4 years ago, it's a device that pairs with a mobile app to help users create a little sanctuary in their home by scheduling aromatherapy sessions that happen automatically throughout the day. It's all based around what we call moods, and there are 4 moods: calm, focus, energy, and sleep. And each of those moods has 6 or 7 rituals, which are essentially experiences created by a combination of essential oils. The diffuser has 8 slots for 8 different oils to be installed at all times. So you can start these rituals with the tap of a button or schedule them so that they happen automatically without having to load up your diffuser each time. Okay, so I'm really going to show you kind of the inside scoop. So we're in this file, no fancy prototyping happening quite yet. I just want to walk you through these kind of raw screens here. So they're split up into a few different sections, and I think it's only fitting to start with the onboarding. So I'm just going to zoom in here, and as you saw, this is kind of what the device looks like. You can only use this app if you have this device. And so when you buy the device, you'll have some sort of QR code on it. You'll scan that and that will open up the app for you and kind of pair your device with your app. So that's what these screens show here. Then we just go through a really simple kind of account creation. And I guess before I get too far, I want to show you the library that we're using here. So if I just control click on this button in the layers panel, I can go to main component. And so that's going to open up my library here. And this is a library that I am actually sharing with the web designer on the project. So I have some things, as you can see over here, that are app specific. All of these components here, but everything else is more global. So we have all of this typography, all of these colors. All right, so let's go back into this onboarding. You're creating your account, you're connecting to the Wi-Fi. And something that I really like to use just to save tons of time whenever I'm designing something like this, it's called the iOS 16 UI kit for Figma. And so I'll pull things from here all the time so that I don't have to spend time designing this like iOS native component. It's completely free in the Figma community, and you can grab, things like this. So anyway, that's just an aside, but that is something that saves me a lot of time. We are choosing a room in your house for this device because you're not just setting up your account, but you're also setting up your device. So if you ever set up like a Wi-Fi extender, it coaches you through like where to put it, where it can be like the most successful. And that is kind of what this experience tries to mirror. So you're putting it in one of your rooms, you're telling it how big that room is. And the idea is that as soon as you tap one of these, all these options are going to kind of collapse up. It's going to show what you've chosen and you'll automatically move to the next step here. And you can always go back and edit just by tapping on edit. So that's kind of like the sequence of things here so that it's quick and it doesn't require too many taps. You'll confirm your time zone and then you'll install your oils. So we're still going back and forth on will the oils come pre-installed? I think they will. We may be moving this section to another point of the experience, but it is kind of cool the way they're doing it. So each of those oils is going to have like a sensor around it so that it will know if it's in its correct spot in the diffuser, because it really matters which spot it's in. So it will give you, on your app, a little green check mark if it's in the right spot or a blinking X if it's in the wrong spot. And you can't finish this step until you have 8 check marks. You can then do some of these things like connecting your biometrics, which is optional. So that is onboarding. And once you have onboarded, you're going to be dropped right into this screen. It's the quick diffuse screen. And we decided on that because I really wanted for the onboarding process to be as quick as possible and then get you right into enjoying the app and seeing what it's all about. So, within a couple of minutes of having this app, I want you to be able to actually start diffusing one of these oils. And so how this quick diffuse works is it's going to give you a ritual depending on which of these moods you select. So there's 6 or 7 rituals inside each of these moods, but on quick diffuse, it just chooses for you. You don't have to scroll through and read through 26 rituals. At this point in the experience, you're brand new, so that would be too overwhelming. You can obviously do that if you want to create a ritual. You can go and start exploring, but just for sort of this guided onboarding experience, I wanted to really get a user in to start using it. So if they've connected their biometrics, the app will be able to recommend, a ritual inside one of these that's going to be best for you. Or if not, it's just going to give you one at random. They're all great. You'll tap on, let's say, calm, and this calm ritual is going to start right away. This is what it looks like when you're experiencing one of these rituals. You can tap here this information icon to see more information about this ritual, a short description, what oils are involved, the benefits, the duration, how long it's going to last, and then a longer description here, as well as the playlist that's associated with it. We were inspired a little bit by Headspace with this experience, and what I really like about Headspace is I normally do their sleep experiences or meditations, I guess. I really like how the screen goes mostly dark and it just lets you kind of focus on what you're hearing, in this case, what you're smelling. It's the darkest screen in the whole experience and it allows you to just sort of be present in the moment. There's nothing you have to do on the screen whatsoever. In fact, you can close it and close your phone if you want to. If you're enjoying it, you can add it to my rituals and we'll get to that tab in a second. Once the ritual has ended, you'll get just a quick survey, especially during your first couple of rituals. We want to really see what you're liking and not liking so that the app can recommend some better recommendations for you. Speaking of recommending, we also created a quiz. So once you go into the My Rituals tab for the first time, you're going to be asked with this little banner if you want to take the quiz or the questionnaire. I'll breeze through this because there are a lot of questions, but it has to do with your health and your habits, things like stress management, if you feel exhausted, if you feel stressed, how much sleep you get, and then it will give you some recommendations. So you can either start the ritual, you can kind of cycle through these. You can start the ritual, explore all rituals, and you can also easily add those rituals to your sort of schedule here. Going back to this in the My Rituals tab, this is what it will look like if you're brand new, if you don't have any rituals set up yet. And a ritual, like I said, is something that is more scheduled. It's not just a session that you do one-off. It's something that you're scheduling into your routine. So this is what it could look like if you have lots of rituals scheduled. This is sort of a recommendation for a ritual based on your biometrics. If you've connected those through like something like an Apple Watch or things like that. You can add a new ritual by tapping on this plus icon and then going through any of these moods and exploring what rituals are inside of there. You can change the playlist, connect your Spotify, choose the start time and what days you want these to happen on. You can even connect them to your calendar. So I think it's just kind of a cool use case for a coworker to go see, they're wanting to schedule a meeting with you. They go through your calendar and they see, oh, Maddie's doing a focus ritual for the first hour of her day. I also just mocked up what it could look like to have notifications from the app. All right, just a couple more things. Like I said, this is just the V1. And in V1, we actually probably won't have this breathing exercise quite yet, but it is kind of cool. It's teaching you a breathing technique. So I just created this animation where the circle grows for a count of 4. Each of these little sort of aroma particles shows up for a count of 7. So you can count those particles as you're holding your breath. And then you exhale for 8 counts as the circle shrinks. And then it starts over. So we may start to introduce more breathing exercises as the time goes on. But like I said, some sort of down the road things for V2 where you want to have wellness goals, especially if you've connected your biometrics or something like an Aura ring, that kind of thing could potentially be able to sort of integrate with this. So you can do things maybe like a sleep goal, a meditation goal, a focus goal. And yeah, that is it for V1. I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this little behind the scenes. I will definitely keep you updated with, when this gets built out, when everything, officially launches and things like that. Like I said, it never would have come to be if I didn't share, just like a passion project of mine online. And so this is your sign to do that. Literally, you could take 1 week and create a project for Behance or for YouTube or on Medium and just sort of see what happens. You don't have to have super high expectations for it, but you never know what could happen, who could see it and things like that. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed seeing this. I also want to thank Auric for letting me share this little behind the scenes. I've absolutely loved working with the team so far, and we're really just getting started. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.